So we woke up pretty early this morning. It's about 5:30 today, and we've been struggling really hard to take a good picture. So what I thought I'd do is I'd make a very quick video instead.
Yeah.
So we're very smartly dressed in sponsors clothing today.
Yes.
Very discreet. I think that's the word.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Been struggling away to try to get the right angle.
And
so that
the
the
ducklings.
nice.
And the ducklings.
Ducklings. Oh, we're blocking them. There's ducklings there.
Oh.
And we're trying to make sure that we do pay respect to the dumplings, the ducklings, that we have the red sunset sunrise kind of visible, and that we all look very smart and bright at this time in the morning.
This could be the only time we look smart and bright at this time of the morning.
It's actually raining.
No.
Right,
yeah,
everyone.
Thunderstorms today, apparently.
Should we just smile or just pretend?
They call this the toughest adventure race in the world, but I like to think of it as a chance to show off in front of the camera and to share the adventure with friends and family. In the end, an adventure is all about what makes a good story. Here we are, peaceful walk through the forest. Just come out of the woods and Jay's just here. It's not too windy at the moment, so I don't know, I've got my hopes up. What about you?
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah.
I really hope we can fly down. We got 30 and Pal just ahead of us, and they're just starting to climb up to the turn point now.
We can fly past those guys, are they?
Hopefully, yeah.
We didn't get to fly, and this prologue should have been a warning to us. Basically a half marathon with a backpack up a hill. I had some tight quads in the following days.
So, der nächste war William Boll. Da springt einer herein und zwar hochmotiviert.
So it's fairly rough weather today for the start of the race, and yeah, we're all here on time. Just probably going to start in about 5 minutes, thereabouts. Probably about 5 minutes from when 10 minutes. Yeah, so I'm starting to feel a little bit excited. So who are you expecting to be first to the top of the iceberg?
Not Nick, because he's far too sensitive.
Okay, so it's just the senseless ones who are going to be first. Noted.
3, 2, 1, Ulrich together with 31 athletes from all around the world.
Go Australia!
Nick shot past. All on camera.
We're doing a long walk today. 10:30 tonight's the latest he can walk, and he's making good time. He's about number 8 on the list, if you can believe that.
How's things coming along? Bit of sun cream.
Really good, yeah, there's a bit of sun coming out, so kind of think you're flying, but there's still a lot of cloud in the valleys.
Mum thought she saw someone flying on on the thing before, but we think it was someone just running.
Running too fast, yeah.
Yep. Sweet, so far so good.
This is where I ended up after a few hours flying the last X-Alps, and this time the hotel was within reach just before the 10:30 PM curfew. The next morning on foot was hard work, and again I tried to talk fellow athletes into flying. In the end I struck out on my own, but it was comforting to see others, including Chrigel, follow. I arrived a fast clearing cloud. Being a little careful after seeing another pilot go down, I think it was Pal, and 10 minutes or so fiddling on launch was all Chrigel needed to make a breakaway. It was a great release of tension to get that first bit of lift and work my way out the ridge. So I'm making some progress now, but that shower is right on my heels. I'm flying reasonably fast to keep the wing dry. You can see there's nothing on my harness. You can see it was starting to get damp here, and I was looking to slope land before it got much worse. Some athletes go ultra lightweight, but I think it's often worth being a little independent and being able to take care of yourself. Unfortunately, I don't follow my own advice though, as I needed to wait for another battery pack later that afternoon.
Well, it's not perfect, there's a shower out there, but...
I waited out the shower and then continued, but I wasn't able to get more lift and I landed in the valley floor, literally right next to Pal, who was walking along the road and called out as I came in. Alone during my walk up the hill, I finally spotted two guys on the pass who I thought of asking to help me launch. When I got closer, I realised it was the Czech team. Stanley I met in X-Pier 3 years ago. A few hours earlier, he'd snuck past me when I was napping on the side of the track. His supporter helped me when my glider got into a mess, and to my surprise, he also followed us over the coal. Stanley got away ahead of us, and I didn't see him again for several days.
So Pal and Chrigel walked out here. I guess it was too cloudy when they were here. Oh, that's beautiful. So I've lost a lot of height. Oh, he's coming. It's gone through 9 metres deep. It's a bit crazy, really.
This was a cracker thermal and it got me on my way. The valley was shaded for the rest of the flight though, so I changed gears, trying to work weak lift and convergences. Meanwhile, Chrigel was busy tagging the Chrigel turn point, a move that gave him a decisive lead. According to the X-Alps statistics, this was one of 3 days where Chrigel flew further than me, and the only day I walked more.
So Nick just set out a little bit ahead of me. We stopped for breakfast up here. He's hiked from about 500 vertical below where we are now, and so I've just got to catch up with him now, and we're going to hike up together a little bit. I'm not sure of the name of the peak we're climbing or where we are at the moment, but I'll check that out and report back later. It's now about 1950 meters, I think, maybe a little bit above that. So we started around 1350, I think. I'm not sure how much time has passed, but basically we made reasonable good progress. So behind me here, we can see the summit of the thing that we've been going up. So Nick basically now is looking to continue up in that direction. Nick and I have made it to the top of the mountain. I think it's 2,200 meters or thereabouts. So there's a bit of a slog for me to get up here. I thought I started out okay, but Nick was definitely well ahead of me for the last stretch.
Pretty unstable. All these clouds have been developing really early and they're starting to get fairly big, especially considering it's only 20 past 9 in the morning. But the problem is the cloud base is fairly low and there's some pretty wide valleys to cross further on. But I'll just have to decide in the air, I think. There's face landings close by and yeah, see how we go.
So anyway, I'm going to head back down and get my chocolate and bananas happening, and looks like Nick's going to launch soon and hopefully make some good distance.
That'll be nice.